Alright everyone, welcome to round number 2. We got an augur, and we're hoping to draw a black land. But if we don't, that's going to be okay. I mean, we're going to eventually, I would imagine. Also, everything in our hand is 2 or less. We have nothing. We have none of the fatties, so I'm not super worried about that. I am worried about playing against another blue deck, though. I mean, the blue decks, I think, are just the best decks in this format. I'm just going to get the augur out there, although I mean, there's definitely a case for Azorius Guildgate there, just so I can like hookmaster, but just gonna go ahead and run the augur out. We're gonna see if we can hit, and we do. All right, nice little augur bolas there. So we got the Azorius Guildgate coming up next turn. Unfortunately, that means that we don't have a play on turn 3. But hopefully we'll get lucky. We'll draw plains or a swamp, or sorry, a signet. Those all do it. So, oh, just straight up harmonizing. That's lucky. I mean, I guess we're just Forbidden Alchemying here. We're not hookmastering, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not just playing a 2/2 for 3 against a control deck. That definitely makes no sense. I mean, Dredgecape Zombie is like really bad in these matchups. In fact, I'm probably siding it out here. It just doesn't, I mean, in these matchups, when your opponent is harmonizing, you just want like as much value as possible, basically. Yeah, Coiling Oracle. It's a card that is all about the value for sure. Mistraven, obviously. Yeah. And Talent Trooper, alright. It's Forbidden Alchemy away. We would love a black land here. Yeah, I'll take a black land. Ooh, another black land. Question is, am I Agony Warping here? Or am I Hookmastering here? Thing is, I know that I'm getting Mistravened, but Mistraven here isn't even that bad, just because all my things have Enter the Battlefield, like very good Enter the Battlefield abilities, so I'm not even concerned about it. Huh. Yeah, just doing that. Getting in for 1. I mean, the reason for tapping down the Talent Trooper is just that, like, I can afford to in this spot, so there's just no reason not to. Next turn, I can Hookmaster again. Yeah. I also have to be careful that I play the foil Hookmaster next time. Like, if they Mistraven bounce Hookmaster, which I don't think is happening, but if that is the play they make, I have to be careful. I imagine they're just bouncing their own Coiling Oracle here, to be honest, but... Oh, okay, so yeah, this is a situation in which I have to be careful to bounce Hookmaster. Alright, so now things get a little interesting, where I might actually want to keep up Agony Warp for the Mistraven. I might just want to kill it here. Like, he can't save it. There's no white mana or 3 blue, so he can't, like, bounce, and I just want to get it out of there. Alright, definitely just going to Hookmaster here and attack. Again, playing the foil Hookmaster and attacking. It's kind of important here. I mean, these attacks is not how you win the game. You obviously win the game with, like, a big Slave Driver or, Ord and Rovahor or something like that, but all these little things really, like, add up to matter in these games. Huh. So it looks like I'm just going to play a Dredgecape Zombie first. I'm going to play a Pitkeeper. I mean, I'm kind of worried about Terminus. I'm actually fairly worried about Terminus. Alright, Arcane Sanctum. I wouldn't be surprised if I get, if the 3/3 Flash Flyer comes down at the end of this turn. Like, it's just so rare that they don't have anything to play at the end of this turn, so I would not be surprised if that's the answer. Oh, Venser. Alright, that's cool. I really like this Venser art, by the way. This is from the Vault 20. I really like this art. Yeah, so I finally gave him something to bounce that doesn't have an enter the battlefield ability, which is like, you know, obviously that's just what they're going to bounce. Basilisk Collar, how lucky. No Vithian Stinger, though. At least no Vithian Stinger. Alright, let's see what the third to last card in their hand is. Huh. So I can just bounce Talon Trooper this turn. Honestly, I think I just attack with these three. If you want to make some kind of trade, we can make some kind of trade. Like, I'm not super worried about it. And then I'm just gonna... I mean, the thing is that at this point, Dinrovahor is likely getting value. So, I mean, they could have, like, a counterspell or something. The counter they could have is the 2 blue Familiar's Ruse. They could have that, but I'm going to play against it. Wow, and they had the land in their hand, too. See, that is not what I expected. I did not think they were going to have a land in their hand here. So, yeah, it's a little insane. Talon Trooper. I imagine this is where Basilisk Collar gets equipped. If they had the land in their hand and they were still able to play land this turn, and they didn't play another thing with 4 mana last turn, maybe they just have lands? Or maybe not. Tandem Lookout. Alright. What's that gonna... Yeah, there's no reason to use Unburial Rites here. That's gonna get paired with the Venser. Is the Venser then gonna get equipped with Basilisk Collar? Alright, I mean, I'm not gonna let them draw a card. I'm just gonna... I mean, so look, I assume they're making that play with something in, like... How should I say this? I assume they're making that play with something in their hand to... with something in their hand to discard to Dinrovahor, right? Like, they know that I have Unburial Rites in my hand. Oh, Talon Trooper gets bound. Or, whoa. So do I play Dredgescape Zombie or Hookmaster? I could play Hookmaster. Yeah, that's not bad. Because then I can... I mean, can I... Okay, so I hit him for 3. And then next turn would be 9. So it's 12 damage. They'd go to 4 after that. I mean, what's the last card in their hand? Is this Sphinx's Revelation? Please have it not be Sphinx's Revelation. Explore, alright. Maybe it's not Sphinx's Revelation. If it was Sphinx's Rev, I mean, I don't know what else, but if it was Rev, then, you know, that would have been bad. Alright, so that just gets... That happens. Signet's very okay. Doesn't really do a whole lot, but it's fine. I'm just gonna attack here. I think I can play Signet, play Dredgescape Zombie, and keep Restoration Angel available. So all of that should be possible. Although I'm still a little worried about Terminus, let's be honest. So maybe I just play Orzhov Signet and pass. I think that might be better. If this is a land, an untapped land would be way better, so I could Spectacle plus Restoration Angel here, but we will see. We'll see what they do. It looks to me like they're pretty dead. Again, I mean, Terminus kind of saves them, so that is why I want to play around it if I can. Like, I can't think of a lot of other things. Like, okay, so even if they, like, play creature, like, I don't know. I mean, they don't have a lot of outs. Wayfaring Temple. Huh. I haven't seen anything that makes tokens. That's a weird inclusion of this deck. I mean, I guess I hope you attack. I'm just gonna resto you, homie. You're gonna get restoed. I'm gonna bounce Basilisk Collar here so I can get the free block ski. Right, I don't want to have that touch when I block it. And I imagine that's the concession. Alright, on to game number 2. Their deck looks sweet, but I think we might have a little bit more late game. Like, with the Unburrites and the 2 Din Robohorrors, maybe we just have like enough inevitability that we can get there. So Dredgescape Zombie is not doing a lot of work here. We're going to take it out. We're going to try to put in something that actually, like, maybe has some stuff going on. Maybe a Ogre Jailbreaker is just a big thing. Night Terror is not good. Maybe another Pit Keeper. It didn't seem like X1s were that bad here. And, you know, I mean, if Pit Keeper ever gets value, it's just a lot of value. It's only going to get value in the super late game, but that's where we're trying to get value with it anyway, so, you know, not super worried about that. And also just like a 2-for-1 is sometimes okay. Here we are against Berkey Hasso, win game number 2. I hope everybody is having a good day out there in the land. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. It's going to be an easy mull into an easy keep. Fortunately for us, our opponent is on the play here, so the mulligan is going to affect them a little more than it is going to affect us. I'm just going to... Do I bottom this? Things I have land, signet. I think I just bottom this. I think I want action. That might be greedy. Could be greedy, but I have all my colors and I want action. Although I do need double black for Grizzly Spectacle. So maybe that is greedy. I don't really know. Also, still pretty happy that I took the Restoration Angel over the Vampire Nighthawk. I still think that's pretty okay. I know the people in the chat are going to get after me for it, but I think it's pretty fine. Alright, Basilisk Collar is a good card. So is Grixis Slave Driver, though. I mean, the trick to Basilisk Collar is that we just have to hope they don't have a Vithian Stinger. Coiling Oracle. Yeah, I think we just Signet here. I mean, it's so important to... Not so important, but it's like a huge advantage to be able to play Din Robohorror ahead of curve. So that's what we're trying to do. Alright, so they must have a 2 or a 3 drop here if they're not playing Basilisk Collar. We also have still not seen any way for them to make tokens, so not exactly sure what their token makers were about, but that's okay. Gonna Augur here. I am probably just gonna hit lands. Ooh, alright. I'll take a real card. Maybe we should have kept the land on top. I don't know, but I mean, we definitely need lands now. I mean, I'm just going to block. My card got value, your card got value, like, whatever. It's okay, man. Look, I'm not going to attack. There's no reason for me to. I don't have to be nice and offer the trade. So, Grizzly Spectacle is a reasonable card here. It looks like our opponent is probably flooding a little bit. Like, this is probably not what their original plan was. Wonder what they're going to do with this collar. They could just move the collar over to the Goliath, or the Golem, not the Goliath, I apologize. Alright, I'm going to get rid of the Master Splicer here. I just think it's like too good of a card. Ooh, this is kind of annoying. Come on, MTGO interface. Get with it. Alright, that's fine. I can at least Agony Warp that. Or I can just play my Sensor Splicer. Also, very reasonable. Just nonchalant, getting some value. I mean, it was like I just didn't want the 4/4 Death Touch lifelink, or that was pretty bad, but the 3/3 I can definitely deal with here. Also, Din Rovahor is really, really good against tokens, I hear. Grasp of the Phantom's also really good against tokens. Yeah, come on, land. The land father, come on. Didn't get there. Alright, just going to attack with both. Play Pit Keeper. I just feel so... I just, like, don't like... I just, like, really don't like using Agony Warp here when, like, I know that Din Rovahor is going to deal with it. That's kind of like the value thing I was talking about. You just want to get all the value when you can. So I really just like taking 3, whatever, and then attacking for 5. And maybe using the Agony Warp next turn, or just hopefully drawing a land and being able to Din Rover the Golem away. Like, I don't mind using the Grizzly Spectacle on the Master Splicer just because there's so many ways for him to, like, bounce it and stuff, but... okay, I kind of want to use... yeah. That way I have Agony Warp available if I have to use it. This is, like, a very good alternative to having to Agony Warp this turn, of course. Not only does it let me attack this turn, it lets me attack next turn. It also means that if I draw one of my Resto Angels instead of a land, I can keep it tapped down and stuff. So pretty happy about that. Hopefully my opponent just plays a land here. Hopefully that's all they drew. What is this for 7? How much is this for? 8. Oh, it's even more than I thought. There we go. That is what I am talking about. Alright, I'm just going to get it kicked off with a big attack for 7. And then, I mean... I don't know if I guess I just slammed in Rovahor here. I mean, Slave Driver plus Agony Warp is probably enough to clean it up, even if they do have, like, some sweeper. Again, the only sweeper I think they can have is Terminus, so... I mean, I don't know what that does, really. Don't you just have to discard still? Yeah, I think they stole the discard, right? No, they don't. Okay, never mind. I thought they stole the discard for some reason, but I obviously did not read the card correctly. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, I guess they just really wanted to protect their hand. That means that I'm just attacking. I don't have lethal here, right? No, I do not. Ooh. Alright, well that means that there may now be a cause to Agony Warp, right? I mean, if they're willing to commit more to the board, they probably don't have a sweeper, so that means that I can full-on Agony Warp and feel okay about it. Okay. -3, -0, -0, -3. Get fairly owned. I would imagine like Familiar's Ruse is possible here. Although I don't know what they would bounce. Momentary Blink. Yeah, so I have to blink the Talon Trooper back to their hand. Take 4. Yeah, okay. So what attack am I making next turn now? So they're going to play the Talon Trooper, they're going to put the Basilisk Collar back on something, obviously. The question is it the last card in their hand something? I don't really know. We still haven't seen anything for that Wayfaring Temple, so still not exactly sure what that's all about. Just attacking with Din Rovahor here, I mean, I'm not just going to like suicide other things in. Although maybe I should just get in for 5, but... Probably not. Alright, really wish that was a decent creature or something. Alright, I mean, Basilisk Collar has to go on Talon Trooper here. I mean, that's how they're staying alive in this game. Next turn, I think I can just, like, if their entire turn this turn is just a Basilisk Collar the Talon Trooper, then I can probably just get away with attacking with everything. Right, if they, like, want to block Hookmaster, they can just, like, take 7, go to 4, I guess. really depends on what I draw. Resto Angel is the best draw. I can attack with everything here. I can Resto Angel, whatever ends up getting blocked. And then that also means that Terminus doesn't really have me dead, because then I can just like bring back the Slave Driver and hit them for Xaxes, so I am also playing around that in a way. What's he gonna bounce here? I mean, go for it, man. Yeah, it's okay. You can give yourself some value. Alright, just gonna bounce this, and tap that down. Alright, I mean, looks like we're kind of in control here. So hopefully we can get the job done here and make it to the finals. Wouldn't that be awesome? Ugh, I love the finals. I've been so bad at Modern Masters draft. Basically what happened is I was trying to draft the aggro decks because those seemed very open. And then I just kind of realized that the blue decks were the best decks and that it didn't really matter how many people were in the blue decks. The decks were like super deep, or the color was super deep, and like you could really draft a lot of very, very good decks. So I just kind of made like the transition. I guess this is the only creature I shouldn't attack with. I just like made the transition, and then it's just been like win since then. So yeah, I mean the blue decks are really what it's about. Ooh, cackling counterpart. Check you out, man. Alright, so he can like eat something, this can trade with something. Alright, check that out. I mean, I still don't think they're winning, but it's definitely better than it was. So what's gonna happen next turn? So this actually kind of matters. My Augur Bolus attack might have been good there, right? They would have been at 1. So then even if they make another token. So basically they're going to make a token. So if their plan is to make a token of Talon Trooper and attach Basilisk Collar, which they have exactly enough mana for. They have the 7 for Cackling Counterpart, which I believe is 7, right? Yeah, and then they have the 2 for Basilisk Collar. They can block here, and gain 2. Yeah. Ugh, so tilting. Come on. If I just attack with Augur Bolas there, I win the game this turn. So silly. So silly. Yeah, Unburrow Rights would really be the nuts at this point. Let's be honest. This is why I really just love Unburrow Rights in these decks. I mean, ugh, it does so much work. So much work. Alright, equipping. I assume this means they're passing, hoping I don't see it, and then they're going to Cackling Counterpart. I mean, if I draw Unburrow Rights, they're dead. If I draw Dinrovahor, they're dead. If I draw Agni Warp, they're dead. Grizzly Spectacle, they're dead. Restoration Angel, are they dead? No. They're fairly dead to Restoration Angel. Like, mostly dead. Oh, yeah, no, they are, because I can just make it so they can't gain the life. So they're dead to, like, 6 cards in my deck or something. 1, 2... Agni Warp, Dinrovahor... Grizzly Spectacle, Unburrow Rights, Restoration Angel, they're like 5 cards. Maybe even more that I'm just not thinking of. They're just going to do it now. Do they think that you would get like Death Touch and Lifelink if they did that? Come on. So what happens if I just... Okay, so if I attack with these, this has to get blocked and this has to get blocked. Or this can just go... Okay, what happens if I attack with everything? Can they just block these? No. What if they, like, eat, trade, then they're also dead? So I just YOLO attack? YOLO. Yeah, you get to eat one of my pit keepers, that's fine. You get to go to 1. Come on. I mean, Pit Keeper's all of a sudden the game-winning draw as well now. Soul Warden? Yeah. Doing work, doing work. Put a Bass. I mean, that must have been their draw last turn, because it was 1 mana and they couldn't cast it. Is that what you're planning on trading with Grixis Slave Driver? I mean... Wow. Just 3 lands in a row? Alright, I mean, I'm just going to attack with the Slave Daddy. This is going to get blocked by Soul Warden. Look, I have a non-zero amount of outs here. So I'm feeling okay. Oh, Forbidden Alchemy probably wins the game too, right? Yeah, it's like very likely that Forbidden Alchemy also wins the game. So again, a very non-zero amount of outs. I'm not concerned about our board position at all. Even in the case of like a Miracle Terminus and they have, you know, some crazy creature, like I'm still feeling pretty okay as long as that crazy creature isn't like a Thragtusk. What is this? Oh, Flashback Grass of Phantoms, whatever. So they're not dead here, but they have to go to 1 again, right? I just flash this back. Right? So I flash this back. I then attack with this and these two, because if he eats here, then he dies, and if he... yeah, okay. And then they go to 1, and I get a 2/2. And I mean, I guess I'll just, like, see their hand, right? If Terminus is in their hand, then I take it. If Terminus is not in their hand, then whatever. Ghostly Flicker, yeah. Alright. Well, I think that's the game. We did it. Alright, on to the finals. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please go check out my main channel doing a bunch of drafts and vlogs over there. So thank you everybody so much for watching as always, and I'll see you for round number 3 coming up next.